What's up guys, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going over my family's real budget for October 2023. In case you missed it, I have a new budgeting system I am so obsessed with. It is so good, and I'm really excited to show you guys how we're using it for our October budget. We've been budgeting with a spreadsheet for years. Over time, I've tweaked it and improved it, and I spent hours and hours back in August and September updating and improving my budget system, and I am just so happy with how it came out. So if you like this spreadsheet and you want to get it for yourself, it will be linked in the video description. Also, I just put together a brand new free budget guide. It's a budgeting guide for beginners. So if you are new to budgeting or you're struggling with budgeting, it'll be linked in the video description. It's just a really good introduction to some basic budgeting concepts and some best practices, some things you might not have thought of when it comes to budgeting. So that'll be linked in the video description as well. Okay. Here it is. I love it so much. So let's go through and look at what our budget is for this month. Just in case you missed it or you haven't watched the tutorial for this, it may look intimidating. Let me just like zoom out all the way. It may look intimidating when you look at this, but the great thing about this budget that makes it really intuitive, any part in this budget where the cells have a color in the background, it means you do not enter numbers. It automatically calculates things for you or fills things from another sheet. There's an inputs page where things flow from. And then any cell that has a white background is where you put in your numbers. So you can see here, like in this budgeted column here is where you put your numbers in. And then over here on the left, here's where you put your transactions in. But anything else that has color in the background, you don't need to worry about. It automatically calculates for you. So for me, for my millennial brain and my millennial eyes, like I wanted to make it really user friendly because I didn't grow up using computers and spreadsheets like Gen Z did. So I wanted it to be really intuitive how to use this. So anyway, let's take a look. I'm gonna zoom back in, and for income, I do have the like itemized income entries blocked out for privacy, but our total budgeted income for this month is $12,034. This is gross income before taxes or health insurance or anything comes out. So you'll see those things in our expenses section. For Pay Yourself First, we have two things that we're contributing to this month. To my husband's 401k, we are contributing $600. And then for stock options, we have budgeted $560. Actually, you know what? I did this before we changed our withholdings. So I actually need to change this. I thought that was wrong. Okay, there we go. $1,360. There we go. We did update the withholdings on my husband's paycheck because I think we've over withheld compared to like what we did last year. And so I bumped it down a little bit so we have a little more room to put towards our financial goals. So that's really cool. So we have been contributing to the stock options for several months now. And I think in October, that will be our last month. I think we'll finish off this goal. So November and December, we'll be able to move on to a new financial goal, which is exciting. So I'll talk about that in a different video, but yeah, $1,360 planned for stock options. For debt over here, we don't need to make any more payments on our debt because we are debt free. We have enough in our high yield savings to cover my husband's student loan, which both those balances are around $70,000, and that just auto drafts every month. I don't even have to think about it, which has been so nice. So no more debt payments. Then moving on to expenses. So for taxes, we've budgeted $1,600, health insurance $436, and our FSA, which is for medical expenses, is $234. Those are all paycheck deductions from my husband's paycheck. And then we've got our storage unit for $212, our rent for $32.25, life insurance $50, internet and cell is $115, home security is $28, car insurance is $113, Spotify is $11, groceries $1,200. That has been working pretty well for us, although we did go over last month, which you'll see in my September budget recap that is coming out soon. But I feel like I can rein it in a little bit. I feel like we can get back to $1,200. So I'm just gonna leave it at $1,200. I'm not gonna bump it up quite yet. If we go over like several months in a row, I usually bump it up by $50 or $100 because it's just like I'd rather just budget what we need and be realistic than feel like I'm failing every month. And in case you're new around here, this does include household items like laundry detergent, toilet paper, paper towels, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it also includes any takeout that we get throughout the month or any restaurants that we go to. Okay, gas $225, that has been working well. Utilities $500, that also also has been about where we've been at. Actually, for utilities, I'm really excited because I've been complaining about utilities for like 6 months to you guys. Our utilities have just been way higher than I liked when we were in our house, and then when we came to this apartment, they still have been pretty high. So I was actually contacted by this company called Arbor, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently there's different suppliers for your energy, and they have a free service where you just sign up with them and they search for the lowest rate you can get at your address, and they automatically like switch you to a lower rate energy company, and then they'll monitor it, and if they find an even better rate, they'll switch you again, and you don't have to do any paperwork or anything. So they contacted me actually to have me talk about them on my channel, and I was like, not only would I love to do that, but like I would like to sign up myself. And so I did sign up with them. They found me a lower rate like within minutes, and I hit switch and I got an email from a new company within like a couple days that I had been switched to their provider and I was at a lower rate. And the best thing is it didn't even change where my bill comes out of. Like it's still the same company, but it's just different provider of the energy. So I don't totally understand how all that works, but I'm just happy that I'm getting a lower rate. I think on average they save people over $500 a year on their utility bills. So I will link them below if you want to try it out for yourself. Like I said, it's a free service. There's no like hidden fees or cancellation fees or anything. So definitely check them out. I'll link that in the video description. I'm excited to see how much I can save on my utility bills, especially with winter coming. And then for sinking funds, we are only contributing to a handful of sinking funds going forward. I switched things around a while ago. I increased our miscellaneous expense to $125, and I might bump it up a little bit more, but $125 has been working for the last month, so we'll see how it goes. But I just felt like I was contributing such a small amount to so many sinking funds. I just wanted to pare it down. And you know, when we were paying off debt, when we were new to budgeting, when we were not consistent with our finances, I felt like having so many individual sinking funds was the way I could really keep myself accountable. And now I don't need quite as much accountability. I need accountability, but just not quite as much I did when I was like a newbie to figuring out my financial stuff. So we have pared down our sinking funds basically just to spending money for school, for our cat, and for Christmas. So let's just take a quick look at those. So my husband, myself, and my 2 daughters each get $150 a month. We put $1,000 a month in a sinking fund for school and kids' activities. My cat Miles, he gets $250 a month, and then for birthday and Christmas, we budget $150. So going up to the monthly summary, like I said, we have a little over $12,000 of income this month. For Pay Yourself First, we have budgeted a total of $1,960. Nothing to debt, $8,074 to expenses, and $2,000 to sinking funds. So that is it for this month's budget with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't done your October budget yet, get going on this. It's the last quarter of the month. We gotta stay focused. I know there's a lot of different like activities and things that come up in the last quarter of the year. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, like it's all lots of ways where we can spend lots of money. So budgeting is even more important during these last few months of the year to stay on track and finish out the year strong. Like I mentioned, if you like this budget dashboard and you wanna get it for yourself, it's linked in the video description along with the link to my free budgeting guide. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.